they're going to work on Gibson, apparently. Sam Bass is holding him while there's Jackie Fargo still coming back. He can't see too well. And Lawler belts him with that championship belt. Sam Bass is...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are into the third fall of this big match here in Huntsville, Alabama. The Huntsville Coliseum before a capacity crowd. A match which pits Don Kent, his partner Chris Gallagher, who of course have as a manager Jimmy Kent, going up against the team of George Gulas and Tojo Yamamoto. The match has been wild. It has seesawed back and forth. At this point, the bout is even with one fall apiece. And George Gulas catches Jimmy Kent on the floor, shoots in a big right-handed haymaker, drops Jimmy Kent, and Kent seeks the safety of the ring and once again out on the floor. Chris Gallagher now and George Gulas in the ring. George Gulas with a straight arm bar on Chris Gallagher. And Gulas now in command. Whips the arm, wraps it around, and Don Kent in to make the save. Chris Gallagher now headlocks, throws a short right-handed punch, drops George Gulas, kicks away at the head of George Gulas. George retaliates with a right to the stomach. Another right to the chest of Chris Gallagher. And Gallagher is dropped. And George with a forearm between the shoulder blades. Once again puts Gallagher down. Converts back to the arm bar. Another bombs away elbow. Drops Chris Gallagher to the mat. And Gallagher in trouble. Jimmy Kent, the manager now, attempting to offset George Gulas. Manages to trip him up. And George Gulas caught in the corner. Chris Gallagher now with a reverse chin lock on George. Also a smother hold. Don Kent in with a right-handed punch to the midsection and takes command with a headlock. George Gulas dropped to the mat. Don Kent, a right to the midsection by George Gulas. Another right. And Kent's knees are buckled. A right hand to the chin sends him into the turnbuckles. And Chris Gallagher traps George Gulas in a full Nelson. A big punch is thrown, and George Gulas ducks. And Don Kent has hit his own partner, Chris Gallagher. George continues to take over, staggers Gallagher, drops him with a right to the midsection. An attempted pin is made. 1, 2, the count of 2, and Gallagher manages to escape, but of course with the help of his partner. Both men now out on the floor, and George throws a right elbow smash to the chin, kicks to the shoulder of Chris Gallagher. Gallagher on the deck now, on the hard concrete, stays. Tojo Yamamoto picks up the attack, shoots in a vicious judo chop, staggers Chris Gallagher against the ropes, and Tojo Yamamoto with another judo chop. And Gallagher, groggy, making his way back in the ring in order to beat the 10 count. Action on the floor now as George Gulas, Jimmy Kent, Don Kent on the floor. And the referee trying to restore it or starts the mandatory 10 count. 5 minutes have elapsed in this third and final fall of what I consider a real exciting bout here in Huntsville, Alabama at the Coliseum. Referee making a count. Chris Gallagher in the ring, pounding away short rabbit punches to the neck of George Gulas, a blind mare, and George now down for the pin. 1, 2, kicks out at the count of 2. Gallagher tries for an elbow drop. George Gulas avoids it, attempts to make a tag, is a few inches short, and Gallagher continues to work George Gulas over. Don Kent sends a right to the head of George Gulas, staggers him back. Front face lock by Chris Gallagher. George Gulas fighting his way out, throwing lefts and rights to the midsection. Now the tag is made. And Tojo Yamamoto in the ring stalks his man. Chops away at Don Kent. Chops away at Chris Gallagher. Floors both men. Don Kent once again hits the mat and hits it hard. Jimmy Kent is met by a judo chop, and the manager is put out of circulation. As Tojo Yamamoto tears away, claws away, punches, chops. Chopping at the midsection, clawing away at the eyes. Don Kent staggered around the ring now. And Tojo Yamamoto, the rugged Japanese wrestler, has the upper hand. The tag is made. Chris Gallagher in the ring. Chris Gallagher being clawed about the eyes now. Down on the deck. And Gallagher now in trouble on the apron of the ring as Tojo Yamamoto stalks his man, waiting for an opening. He finds it, headlocks, chops into the throat. Gallagher dumped hard. And a big judo chop floors Chris Gallagher. Chris Gallagher pounding away at Tojo now. A short right hand to the chin of Tojo Yamamoto. Tojo slashes back. Slashes back again with a judo chop. Another judo chop. Floors Chris Gallagher. And the tag is made. Referee's position, and Tojo once again slashes away at the eyes of Don Kent. Don Kent fighting back, tears away at